The late adopter, very late. Good morning, guys. How you doing? Welcome to the Bitcoin Daily, Monday, Friday, 9 a.m. Central European Time on the dollar. We do this show because we gotta know what's happening with Bitcoin because it's gonna affect our altcoins, and that's the most important part. I got a very good excuse why we are not actually on the dollar today. I mean, somewhere in the world we are probably on the dollar, but right now we are not. I actually thought it was Saturday today. No joke. I woke up, you know, the kids are awake, and I'm thinking, I don't have to get up, you know, your wife can just handle the kids because they're not going to school and in kindergarten. I don't have to drive anybody. I can just kind of sleep in, right? And I was thinking like, yeah, it's also Saturday, you know, so I don't have to do Bitcoin. I can just sleep a little bit longer, you know? Yeah, and wife didn't wake me. She drove the kids to the school and everything, so you know, I kind of slept through everything. I don't know why, but I was literally thinking it is Saturday today. So, you know, to my surprise, it's not Saturday today. So, you know, there are both good and bad things about not being Saturday. Because on Saturday I have to do certain things later on that evening. But, you know, right now I don't have to do that. But, you know, did I miss everything? No, we're just starting, man. We are only 6 minutes in. So, you know, there's that. There is that. So anyways, I thought we still gotta have to do the Bitcoin Daily. We still gotta look at the charts, you know, quick and dirty look at what's happening right now with Bitcoin. Are we pumping? I'm not pumping because right now there is some kind of, you know, triangle pattern, you know, pennant happening down here on the smaller time frames. The question is, will this break towards upside? How high are we gonna go and so forth, so forth. But, you know, I gotta tell you guys, right off the bat, I'm not optimistic on any kind of, you know, big move towards upside. I still think there is more dump to come. I'm still looking for this, you know, in 10 days we are getting the new moon. So I'm looking for that, and I'm thinking that, you know, we're gonna kind of go a little bit sideways, maybe a little bit up, a little bit down. Doesn't matter what happens right now. On the new moon, we're gonna do the one last dump. Whether this one last dump is actually gonna happen or not, I don't know, but you know, right now it kind of doesn't look that bullish. It kind of doesn't look that bullish. So we're gonna talk about that. But first, before we start, I do see that, you know, somewhere in the world there is like 46% people saying that I'm on the dollar, so it's good. The central plan is in the chat. What's up, man? Priest of Crypto, that's nice name, Priest of Crypto. I'm here, all hail me. Mladen Petrov is in the chat. East Mario, smash the like, baby. Yeah, smash the like, guys. If you have not smashed the like, say a prayer to my portfolio. Yeah, love this music. What it is, please. There is a link to the music down in the comments. There are 3 songs that we use, you know, regularly on this channel, so you can check it out down in the comments. Not in the comments, in the description below. Mark F is here. League B is here. Mark F. Farid. Hi Sasha. Hi Farid. How you doing? I wish we could just go down and get it over with. I'm afraid it ain't happening. Yeah, I don't know. It's not happening that fast. I mean, it can take a little while. The late adopter is undervalued. Thanks, appreciate that. Market leading crypto. Nasdaq futures plus 1.55%. Yeah, right now everything is in green. I'm gonna show you up here. This is Blocktopia, the investor. So you can see here, this is a very nice, you know, chart up here. You can see that right now everything's green. Even Moscow, Norway is green, Scandinavia, Euro, Frankfurt, Hong Kong, Japan, everything is in green right now, and these 3 are soon to be opened. But right now S&P and Dow Jones are up by 1%, give or take, on futures. So, you know, they're gonna also open in green, so everything is gonna be green today, guys, on the markets, you know, so that's a good thing. But today is a Friday, so, you know, it really depends, you know, how that's actually gonna play out, you know, next week. What's up, my man? How are you doing? That's most important. Yeah, I mean, we are watching the charts. We are watching the chart. One last dump since December. Matej Brodaric, hi man, how you doing? Good morning. Markets are boring at the moment. Yeah, that's the best kind of markets. You do not want to have volatility when you want to try to figure out what's going to happen. Nasdaq futures up, Bitcoin up, everything up. A relief rally? It's not relief rally. It's not even a dead cat bounce. It's just sideways movement. DXY is right now dumping 0.03 towards downside. And as you can see here, everything is actually playing. We can start with DXY instead of Bitcoin. So it's okay because dollar. So we're gonna first do the dollar and see how it's actually playing out, because, you know, it's interesting. The second thing we're gonna do Bitcoin, and then we're gonna look a little bit at stock charts, maybe some altcoins, see if anything has changed. What you're gonna see here on this chart over here, first of all, we're gonna remove all the moving averages so you can see the lines. These are the parabolic move lines. This line over here, that's the super moon that's gonna happen. That's when we think we're gonna hit some kind of top. We already called top up here. This is the secondary top up here, which which basically already kind of play out. We broke the parabolic move, so this was a parabolic move towards the upside over here, and we broke the parabolic move towards the upside. Now, just because you break the parabolic move does not mean that you cannot make a higher high up here, does not mean that you can do a new move towards the upside. You can see here it actually is playing exactly as we actually thought it might play. Now, if it already right now tries to go and break the bottom support down here and goes below this line, technically Bitcoin should start already pumping, but what we are looking for is another move up here towards the upside up here, and then we are looking for some kind of crash on the downside eventually, right? So that's what we're looking for right now, and this right now DXY is actually holding the support. This is the parabolic move. You can see that these lines are always going faster and faster towards the upside, and this is a parabolic move that has to actually pop sooner or later. We already think the music has stopped on the dollar currency over here, but there can always be another move towards the upside, but the music has already stopped. So there is that. What you're gonna see here on the 4-hourly chart up here is that we have broken the trend up here, very nice trend. We went down to the support line. Right now we're holding support line, maybe a little bit breaking the downside. Let's try to redraw the lines and see if they are actually legit or not. This one wasn't the line. There are double of this line, and then there is, so this one, right? Let me do the magnet. This one should be down over here. So we got a red one or a green one, red or green. I think we should use the red one. I don't know why, but I think we should use the red one. Oftentimes I've noticed that these red candles for some reason are actually more legit than the green ones. But if you look at this, still hold it, still below it, doesn't matter. On the 4-hour time frame, we are still holding that very nicely. So we're gonna use the red candle down there. Red candle. Maybe we can do this on the 4-hour, maybe a little bit better up here. Yeah, there we go. Very nice, very nice. So you can see here right now we are sitting on the support, on this secondary support level on this parabolic move up here. And what I'm expecting right now is this actually to bounce from this line up here towards the upside. Now, how high we're gonna bounce towards the upside, I do not know, but that's what's gonna push the price of Bitcoin and the stock markets one last time on the downside. And I think that's gonna be the last dump on the downside. And that's right now over here, 30th of May. That's the 30th of May. That's the dump part. So maybe it just goes here and then blast through the top up here, right? And pushes everything towards downside. So I'm expecting another move towards the upside. So we are expecting another move towards the upside on the dollar index, and we are expecting another move towards downside on Bitcoin, and that might also indicate that there is going to be another move on downside on the stock markets. So everything is actually playing out with the moons and all of the shebang. Now, the only thing that actually can stop this right now, if we start breaking this support line on down here, I think then that bottom is pretty much in. And if I see any kind of move of DXY breaking the support line on the downside down here and doing any kind of zigzag pattern down here, it might be already it can even go a little bit more down over here and maybe then do a violent move towards the upside and then drop the market. I'm not saying that cannot happen, but most likely the way I see it right now is getting support up here, bouncing up here, getting this Bitcoin and stock market down, and then pulling back and going in the upside direction and giving us bull market, bull rally towards the upside, right? So that's the hope here right now for DXY. So because DXY has been going very, very steadily towards the upside. So yeah, there's that. Okay, let's go back to Bitcoin and see what's happening on Bitcoin down here. There is a lot of lines up here on the chart. Some are broken, some are not broken, some are holding, some are not holding. We're gonna remove a couple of lines up here. Let's see which kind of chart we're gonna use up here for this. Let's use the clean chart up here. So we got a clean chart, so you can see here that we are right now after falling down, we are consolidating in this area up here. If you pop the move, some kind of moving averages on the chart, you'll see right now that we are hit this 10 moving average, went down, or right now managed to get above the 10 moving average, and I still expect this to actually be able to hit this 20 moving average as well. The 20 moving average has been very, very important for the price of Bitcoin during this dump on the daily time frame. You can see down here both it's acting as resistance, acting as resistance, resistance over here, that we cannot go higher or anything like that. But you know, I'm still saying that we are not done with the dump as it's right now, because we are not even above the 20 above this 20 moving average on the daily time frame. Now there are two very important support levels. We talked about this before, so I'm gonna just redraw them down here. This is the 131.7, and as you can just saw that the 20 moving average is in the ballpark area down there, and this is the secondary let me see on the monthly. Yeah, this is the secondary horizontal support on the weekly time frame. So we got a 31.7 and 32.2 that are acting as a huge resistance right now. And if you see this, for example, on the 4-hourly chart, you'll see that as soon as we broke these levels, we tried 2 times to get back above, then got rejected, and then we went down here. So this move towards the upside, I'm still expecting that to hit some kind of, you know, 31.7, 32.2, but that's gonna be, you know, that's probably gonna be the, you know, the target that I'm looking at right now. You can see here this 20 moving average is a little bit above that, but you know, tomorrow it's gonna be all the way down to some kind of 32 levels, so it's gonna be in ballpark area down here. So you know, whether we do this today or tomorrow or something like that, maybe even up here in a couple of days up here at the top, you know, there's that. So the move towards upside can definitely come. This looks a little bit bullish right now, not overly bullish, but a little bit bullish. But you know, even right now I'm going to show you that there is you know, bearish divergence up here that might push us a little bit more towards downside already right now. But overall, I am not expecting any kind of big moves towards upside, or you know, any kind of break towards some kind of 40,000 or you know, 100,000 or whatever. So nothing's happening. This is a normal consolidation pattern. We looked at it yesterday, and we were looking at this Wyckoff pattern that's playing out. We both looked at it on the 4-hourly time frame. You know, preliminary support, selling climbings down here, automatic response, then you know, secondary test, and this is, you know, test again up here. Right now climbing up here. You know, if it gets rejected by this level on the downside, that's pretty much over for this accumulation pattern. Whether this accumulation pattern or a redistribution pattern, you know, you go figure that out. But you know, both redistribution Wyckoff pattern and accumulation pattern do have the same initial move up here in the start, and this is best seen actually on the daily time frame down here. It's not actually best seen. I think 4-hour is playing a little bit more better than the daily, but over here you got some kind of preliminary support, you know, selling climbings down here, automatic response, secondary test down here, and both of these plays act as both redistribution and accumulation on Wyckoff patterns. So if you are big on the Wyckoff patterns and stuff like that, you know, you might want to check it out and, you know, analyze this a little bit more, because it is playing already as the pattern is predicting, but it's too early to call anything. Now let's go and see some kind of divergences on the charts down here. What we're gonna see, we're gonna a bullish cross down here on the MACD, which is not actually, I tell you guys, I'm not looking at these bullish cross and stuff like that much. The most I use MACD for is to look for a momentum towards downside and upside, and you know, there's that. But you know, the crosses, they kind of just cross all the time towards upside, downside. They do all kinds of weird things. Right now RSI sitting at 34 on the weekly time frame, is still not down where we should be. I'm gonna show you down here on the RSI. This is the full chart of Bitcoin, full history of Bitcoin. What you're gonna see down here right now, we are at some kind of 34, 33 levels. You'll see down here that these you know, capitulation phases do go right below this level, beside everything beside this 2011-12 move, but all of these, you know, capitulation phases do go below 30 levels. That's why we are also another reason why we are expecting some kind of a dump even more towards downside. Let me go back to the chart over here, to the daily chart. I'm going to show you the divergence that's happening right now, and you know, what might indicate that we are gonna pull back very soon towards downside. So on the bottom side down here, we had what's called, let me just remove the MACD and the TLI overextend indicator on here. Let me zoom a little bit up here so you can see this nicely, and like this up here. So this is the daily chart over here. What you're gonna see here, that we from the bottom down here to this bottom down here, we went down from this bottom to this up, and we went up. This was a bullish divergence up here, and even if we dropped a lot further towards downside, this wouldn't have played out, because it's really hard to getting back down to, you know, below 25k levels down here. There was no momentum, there was nothing, you know, momentum was dying out, and we had to pull towards the upside. So as soon as this actually happened, I actually understood that this has to bounce up. The thing that I can teach you one thing about the divergences, and we always say on this channel that divergences, whatever you want to call it, divergences doesn't matter. Divergences are there to actually tell us when the price is, you know, stabilizing itself. Divergences are also an indication of consolidation and so forth. But there are actually times when you can use divergences as a trading indicator, and this is one of these times. So down here, what you can see here, we had a big move towards downside, and we create a very low RSI levels on the downside, right? And this very low RSI level closed at 25. So you can see here that we are on this move going below the previous low, and you can see that there is huge divergence. Now, since this is, you know, just divergence on RSI, this can of course continue dumping on the downside, and this divergence, if this goes below 25, will be actually corrected, of course, right? Now, here's the big thing about this divergence over here, and this divergence is really hard to get it below 25. If this was only like at some kind of like 35 levels and up here, you know, it's, you know, this move towards downside, another candle down here will easily get it below 35 levels. But you know, when RSI is down at 25 level, it's really hard pushing it down, because this is a relative strength index, and you know, mathematics just work that way. The harder you go down into this area down here, it's very hard to push the you know, RSI down. So you can dump, but you know, as soon as it gets down here, it's getting very hard to push down. So you gotta have some kind of very bearish momentum. We already knew that the big initial dump is done. We already see that right now over here at we are consolidating, so there is no way this can actually pump down. A lot of traders saw this, they saw the divergence, they saw there is no way to actually correct this, and the only way right now to do you know, do anything with this over here is to pump towards the upside, and that's actually what happened. So you know, there are of course instances where you know, RSI divergence can be used for trading, but most other times you know, when you're not looking at these extreme times, most other times, you know, divergences should not be, you know, used as, you know, the only indicator when you are trading. Just so you know that, you know, a good thing to know. The second thing that's happening right now that I think we gotta go, you know, towards downside, is that we are having bearish divergence up here on the chart. So you can see the price is going towards downside, while the RSI is going towards upside. So this can actually pull on the downside as well. Now, here is the, you know, here's the different outlook on how this can actually play out, because we just said that this divergence had to bounce up, but this divergence does not have to bounce back down. Why? Because if this just continues pumping above, you know, 31.3 or something like that up here, a little bit more towards the upside, the divergence will be averted, right? So you know, this divergence up here at the top that's right now playing out, it's not worth the trade, because it's very easy, because we are such a low levels, it's very easy to correct this divergence with another pump towards downside. On the other hand, this divergence down here is very hard to, you know, correct this divergence. So this divergence is a lot more safer than the upper divergence, but we still got, you know, upper bearish divergence right now on the charts. Over here we got still upper divergence on the charts, and this can indicate a move towards the downside. Let's zoom in a little bit up more. Now we are done with the RSI. I'm going to show you something on the 4-hourly time frame that I think it's interesting over here, and you can see here there we have been going technically lower and lower. I'm going to explain to you how this actually is and why this is actually bearish. So you can see this line up here, this stop up here, this is at 30,668. We actually, people might think that we actually made a higher high up here, which is not correct, because this is engulfing candle. You can see that this red candle up here is a lot larger than the green candle. That means that this over here can be removed, and we actually technically just came all the way up there. You can see here, so right now we created a lower low over here, because this engulfing candle, which is just a simple wick, right? And you can see what happened down here. You can see what happened down here on the next move is that we again created a lower low down here, right? So we are technically still creating lower lows, right? And you might say that, okay, man, so this line should be moved down here. So this is the lower low, right? And then you might say, man, but this, you know, this went above, you know, over here we create a higher high. No, we didn't, because this is engulfing candle over this one. So this is technically just a wick towards the upside. I'm not quite sure about it. Yeah, it's just a wick towards the upside. So it technically over this can actually be you know, deleted, and we have right now this resistance line here. So technically we have just been going down high, lower high, all the way through, right? And look what's happening up here right now as well. We are still going lower. We are still going lower down here again, because this this level up here, and you see this level up here, this pulled back, so we create another lower high. So you can see right now we are breaking that lower high towards the upside, and this on the 4-hourly time frame, but we still got something like 57 minutes left. Now if this candle can manage to get above this level up here, above 30,389 or something like that, this will be the first time since, you know, back down here technically over, you know, we have been going just down, 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 down all the way time. So if we right now manage to break this in the next 57 minutes, that might be first indication that we are changing the trend towards the upside up here, right? But if this pulls back below this support line down here, I would assume that there is no higher high up here, and that this should you know, pull back on the downside. Now this part, last part up here, is very interesting because it is some kind of triangle pattern. I'm going to show you up here. Maybe going to do this on the 50 minutes because you can enjoy it very nicely, and it is kind of breaking out a little bit up here. I'm gonna, well, let's see how this actually works. Maybe something like this. I think it should be down here, give or take. Something like this, give or take. And you can see here, maybe we are already breaking that towards the upside, both the resistance line and the trend line up here towards the upside. So, you know, the hope right now is that we do not get into any kind of you know, wick like over here towards the upside and just pull back inside the triangle. So this triangle over here, this is a 50-minute triangle. You can see that we are bouncing off of the moving averages towards the upside. This looks like a pennant towards the upside. You can see here we went, you know, impulsive move, pennant right now, you know, looking to make this another move towards the upside. But even if it does that, we are still not bullish. This is a small term time frame. This is a 50-minute time frame. It does look bullish. We did it already before, too early. Right now it's, you know, where it actually should be. The breakout should be around between 60 and 80% out of the inside the pattern. This is, you know, 60 to 80% inside the pattern. It's breaking out exactly where it should break out. Now the only thing is, will we just get rejected immediately, go back on the downside and continue dumping, or will this actually continue going towards the upside all the way to this 32,000 level on the upside? And you know, it's only after we break on the daily time frame these levels on the upside, 32,000, this box up here, the 20 moving average, that I'm gonna, you know, change my stance a little bit more towards bullishness. But right now I'm still bearish. This is just consolidation phase, unfortunately, and as you saw, you know, on small time frames it can look a little bit, you know, good and stuff like that. Unfortunately, just small time frames, so we gotta wait you know, a little bit longer and see how this actually plays out. But right now what we can see on the chart, that, you know, we are on small time frames, you know, breaking something, you know, it's going up, but on the bigger time frames we have definitely very, very important levels to break towards the upside. We talked about DXY. Markets are right now, you know, in green, and they're gonna probably close in green on Friday. What's gonna happen on Monday, I do not know. The last thing I want to mention is, let's go to this chart up here. Let's clear up everything and do the moon phases. The last thing I want to mention is the moon phases. As you know, we are moon fanatics. We like moons. We are moon lunatics. I don't know. We are TFNs now. We like the moons. We like the moons. Whatever the reason, there is the moon. We got a new moon on the May 30. Until this new moon is played out, I am not bullish, guys, and I'm not bullish until this, you know, this red moon is gonna come up here, because we just had a green moon. Green moon is pump moon, full moon is pump moon, just came out, so this is just kind of pushing us sideways, maybe a little bit towards the upside. But until this has played out, I'm not touching anything. You know, I'm still very much bearish until this moon over here plays out, and then after that comes the best moon in a, you know, June moon and the July moon up here. There is of course another new moon here in the middle, but we don't care about that one because there it's just between two full super moons. So over here that's the new moon, and up here there is a super moon, and over here is a super moon as well. So these two super moons are going to indicate the bottom, right? So we are waiting actually for the June, you know, middle of the June, to actually hit the bottom. This is the most scary thing that I can see on the chart right now. The new moon that's coming on the 30th of April. If you are not actually a believer in the moons, I cannot help you with that. You need to be convinced, you know, another time, but you know, there's that. Nice bear flag on, yeah. So over here, I don't think this, you know, it's too early to call it a bear flag or anything like that, because it made like lower lows and stuff like that, right? It's kind of crappy bear flag, to tell you the truth. Maybe, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe this is gonna go and create a bear flag up here eventually. Where is it? Let's go to this chart up here. Let's go to 4-hourly time frame. Now it does not look like a bear flag, it just looks like a pennant. It looks like a pennant. Bear flags are usually something like this up here. Bear flags are something like this up here, right? I mean, people are saying that this down here is a bear flag. over here. I've seen people that are saying that. I mean, technically it could be. Let's just clean up everything. So go something like this up here, all right, and the bottom goes something like this up here. I don't know, maybe like this, right? So it could be a bear flag as well, and the target for this bear flag should be again the same. I haven't done this, but you know, it should be around 23,000, something like that, when we drop on the downside. It's actually at 22,000, but we are still calling the bottom down at between 23 and 25k, whatever that is. But you know, even this bear flag down here, it gets, you know, it gets down pretty low. And then there is, of course, this bigger bear flag. We'll just clean up everything up here. And then, of course, this bigger bear flag that's, you know, we've been watching forever right now. Right, it goes something like this up here. Let's go daily time frame up a little bit so it can be easily drawn. Right, and this bigger bear flag as well, you know, it goes back into the, you know, 23,000. So you can see both bear flags, both this bear flag and this big bear flag over here, both bear flags do, you know, hit the target down here at, you know, 22, 23, 24, 25,000, you know, so that's what we're looking at. So it's also consolidating very nicely with the DXY. If DXY pumps another time towards the upside, we will definitely get this one more dump to the downside. We just saw the DXY, the dollar index, is actually already done with the parabolic move towards the upside. So you know, everything is actually coming into place. Everything is coming into place. So you know, we are steady waiting for this very last bottom. Hopefully this one time we'll get this one last dump. You know, oftentimes you don't get the one last dump, but you know, there's that. That said, that's what I got for you today. Voila, one last is in the guys. Hi man, how you doing? Nice bear from BTC, Moon, Ape still bearish on 4 hourly. I don't know, man. I haven't checked, you know, ApeCoin right now. Let's check out a little bit ApeCoin. You can see here it did break everything. It does consolidating down here. I'm thinking if Bitcoin does another move towards downside, we'll definitely see more movement on the ApeCoin towards downside as well. Why wouldn't market makers trade some bulls if they can? Yeah, that's exactly it. So yeah, I think that we can have you know, right now in the next week or in the next 10 days, we can have a nice move towards the upside, get, you know, a lot of bulls trapped because they are thinking, oh, we are breaking certain levels, and then right back down again, right? Crappy bear flag, bro. I mean, there are some very nice bear flags, but you know, there are some, you know, very crappy bear flags. You know, we take what you get. You take what you get. You take what you get. Bitcoin, that is bullish divergence. Okay guys, the baby is crying again, unfortunately. Thanks for stopping by. Hit the like button on the way out. This was quick and dirty Bitcoin Daily TA. Bitcoin Daily 9 AM Saturday European time on the dollar, Mondays, Fridays, so tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday there will be nothing. I gotta go guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button on the way out. Bye bye.